My beloved Katya, if you're reading this, the censor has allowed it. Or perhaps you're reading it because I'm gone and someone found it in my pocket.
Hold it right there. We're coming back to this man, I promise. But before we can talk about Dimitri, we need to talk about the single greatest domestication project in human history. I don't mean dogs and horses. Not that one guy who tried to tame a hippo and got exactly what he deserved. No. The last wild animal that a woman ever tamed was men. And if that project had failed, you wouldn't be watching this video. So stick around, because by the end of this, you're going to understand why every soft thing men have ever done traces back to one force of nature. A woman who looked at a walking slab of rage and testosterone and said, I can fix him. Spoiler, she could. It just took 300,000 years. So let's rewind way back. Early human males were scientifically speaking a bit much. Heavy brow ridges, big jaws, testosterone levels that could power a small village, and their preferred method of conflict resolution was hitting things until the things stopped disagreeing. But then something weird happens in the fossil record. Around 80,000 years ago, human skulls start getting softer, rounder, the brow ridges shrink, the faces get friendlier. Scientists call this self-domestication, which is a very polite academic way of saying we tamed ourselves the same way we tamed dogs. And who was doing the training? Women, of course. Ancient women, when choosing who to have children with, kept picking the same type of guy. Not the biggest one, not the one who won every fight, the one who shared his food, the one who stuck around, the one who didn't fly into a foaming frenzy every time somebody looked at his rock collection. And when you repeat that choice for thousands of generations, you're literally breeding aggression out of the species. Every woman who chose the calm guy over the chaos goblin was, whether she know it or not, running the longest selective breeding program in Earth's history. Dogs took about 30,000 years to domesticate. Men took 10 times longer. And honestly, the dogs learned to sit faster. Now, a fair question at this point. Why did men go along with this? They were creatures who could bench press a bison. Why would they let themselves get domesticated? Because of a chemical con job. When a man falls in love, his body starts betraying him almost immediately. His testosterone drops measurably. Men in committed relationships have significantly lower testosterone than single men, and men holding their newborn babies drop even lower. Meanwhile, his brain starts flooding with oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the exact same chemical that makes a mother refused to leave her baby. So the same guy who spent his 20s headbutting life decisions suddenly finds himself gently cupping a spider in his hands to release it outside because, oh, he's just a little guy. The same thing happened with Dimitri, a farm boy built like an oak door, hands like shovels, the kind of man that War Machine loves. The same hands that could split a log in one swing spend their evenings braiding little ribbons into Katya's hairs because she laughed when he did it. And that's the whole trick right there. Nobody tamed Dimitri with force. You can't. A woman just made gentleness feel like winning. Anyway, once women had biologically softened men, phase 2 began, making them do stuff. There's a pattern across every civilization ever. Men left entirely to their own devices produce chaos. Men trying to impress women produce culture, poetry, overwhelmingly love poems, music, a guy with a lute under a window at 2 AM, medieval knights. The most heavily armed murder machines of their era voluntarily adopt the whole code of chivalry, which is essentially a women-approved terms of service agreement for violent men. You may have the sword, but you must be polite. Protect the weak and write poetry about my eyebrows. And these iron-plated lunatics said, It shall be as your desire, my lady. There are recorded cases of knights wearing their ladies' sleeves into battle like a lucky charm. Grown men armored to the teeth, accessorizing. In feudal Japan, samurai, men trained from childhood to feel nothing, were writing haiku about cherry blossoms to impress women at court. In ancient Egypt, men were composing love songs on papyrus, calling their beloveds my sister, my heart, and leaving them at her door like the world's first yam. The Vikings had an entire genre of love poetry called mansung, which, fun fact, was illegal. Writing a love poem to a woman could get you outlawed. actual exile, somewhere in a longhouse. A man who raided monasteries for living was hiding in a corner, secretly composing verses about a girl's eyes, fully aware it could cost him. Out on the Great Plains, young Lakota men carved wooden courting flutes and stood outside a woman's tipi at dusk, playing a melody written just for her. If she liked it, she came out. If she didn't, he stood there in the cold, serenading a wall of buffalo hide. Persian poets took it further and made a career out of it. Entire lifetime spent writing ghazals, hundreds of poems, all about one woman. Sometimes a woman they have met only once. And it goes deeper than manners. Married men live longer. I'm not joking. Take fewer insane risks, commit less crime, and are less likely to die doing something that starts with a phrase, yo, watch this. Historians have noted that when a large groups of young men have no bonds with women, societies get measurably more violent. Turns out the most effective security system ever invented isn't a wall or an army. It's a woman at home who will ask you why you thought that was a good idea. We need Dimitri again for this part, because there is one place where the taming gets tested for real, and that place is war. War is the machine built to undo everything women spent 300,000 years installing. It takes the softened man, the ribbon braider, the spider releaser, and it demands the animal back. In 1916, in a flooded trench on Eastern Front, that machine was working on Dimitri. He could feel it, the thing that war wanted from him, the old creature from before, scratching at the inside of his chest, saying, "Let go, be the animal, it's easier."
My beloved Katya, if you're reading this, the censor has allowed it. Or perhaps you're reading it because I'm gone and someone found it in my pocket. I am writing this by the light of cigarette, kneeling in the mud of the trench that smells of wet earth, rust and something worse. The rain has not stopped for 3 days. It falls on us like God has forgotten how to do anything else. My hands are shaking, Katya, but not from the cold. From what I saw this morning. I promised myself I would not put those pictures inside your gentle head, but I will tell you this, the mind of a man is a fragile thing, and mine is no longer the same as when you kissed me goodbye at the station. When you see a man fall to his knees not to pray, but because his leg have simply stopped wanting to carry him any further. When you see a horse with its eyes wide open lying by a burnt farmhouse. When you hear the sound the boy makes when he calls for his mother, and she's 3,000 kilometers away. You understand something terrible. You understand that the world wants us to be animals. But you, Katya, you keep me human.
Dimitri, поторопись, нам нужно двигаться. The world wants us to be animal. It always has. And for 300,000 years, the thing standing between men and that wasn't just strength or fear. It was a woman saying, "Come back home." I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.